manoeuvring, almost stopping the boat. They don't want to be over early, and it looks like one might be drifting across, but it is go in this first round match between Denmark and Poland. Impossible to call, and what you don't, the positions you do not want to be in are first and fifth.
Very interesting battle since first downwind. We saw the whole fleet coming to that first.
Closing in. Here we go. The attack comes in from the Spaniards. He attacks, and can he go past? He's forcing him out.
Penalty!
Oh, he's done it.
Hello, good evening, good morning, or actually also late night in Russia. Welcome to the eSailing Nations Cup last quarterfinal. We are in quarterfinal 4 right now, and this is where we're going to find the last team going into the semifinals. The winner tonight, it's between Spain and Russia, will go in to the semifinals against France. Who will it be? We will find out later. Please stay tuned and be ready for this fantastic battle. Once again, nations are battling for glory.
Welcome to the Nations Cup 2021.
Skills,
communication,
tactics, strategy.
Together under one flag.
in battle with giants.
Get ready for the Battle of Nations.
Nations Cup 2021.
If you are new to the eSailing Nations Cup, this is what it's all about. It's nations from all around the world battling against each other in virtual sailing, in eSailing. And they are fighting to go all the way to the grand final that will be the 6th of November. And at this grand final will be played like last year, where we had Great Britain versus Spain in the final. And this year, if Spain are winning tonight, we have opportunity again to see the defending champion Great Britain in that final versus Spain. Great Britain are meeting Italy in the semi-finals, and today we're going to find out who is going to meet France. There's a special format. The format is 9 races in total. These races are both individual races, it's match races, it's team races, it's a lot of games, and no matter what, we will do in total 9 games. 9 races in this regatta tonight. And the team winning 5 races is the winner overall. And if we found a winner already after race number 5, then don't worry, we'll see all 9 races. There is a huge battle for glory and honor, and also to be part of this regatta. Let's get ready to rumble. It's Russia versus Spain, and let's first meet the team captains or the spokesmen for both teams.
Okay, the first match against the Swedish team was a good match. Okay, we have a strong team in all races, and I think was that expected. We have a really good team.
We feel really great, and we are, as I said before, we train a lot and trying to push as hard as we can, and we paid a lot of attention on the training, and we got some results, of course, so we're pretty happy with that.
Okay, I think Russia is a team that will be improve very more. I think will be a hard battle, but I have confidence on our team. We will do some trainings and we can win or go to the semi-final.
I think so. The Spanish is one of the top team in the game, and we are taking this point very serious. We train regular in the regular championship and of course in the teams games, and we trying to have a luck to contest with them.
It's always a huge pleasure to meet the spokesmen, the captains, the players of this game. And yes, if you think esport is only for the youngsters, then you need to think again. Esport and eSailing is for all ages, and I can say to you one thing is for sure, we are actually experience a lot of up age players also in the top level. Tonight we have some special players, but the first race we're going to see before we're going in that is a 10 versus 10 in the 49er. And just to show how big change we have, or how big a variety we have in this game, then we have this player. It's Jon Cardona. He's a bronze medal winner at the Olympics, an eSailing world champion. He's part of the Spanish team tonight. Ramon, vice world eSailing champion from Spain. 23 years old and 27 years old. But then let's just jump a little bit to Carlos Paz. He's the spokesman we saw. He's in here as instead of Crusader, and all 20 players in that. Then let's just start race number 1. So Carlos, he is a little bit older, and I'm not allowed to say how old he is, but he's almost the same age as me. So if you're new to this is Russia versus Spain, and I have to say I have been quite surprised by the Russian players and also the Russian level in eSailing. They have really been practicing, they have been doing huge sailing, and they surprisingly, and I have to say on behalf of the community and the bookmakers, they surprisingly won over Switzerland, and they won pretty huge with a very high level playing. So is Russia ready to go against Spain? We heard the spokesman saying, hey, Spain, they might be a little bit hard to play against. They are the absolute favorites, and a lot of the sailors, a lot of the sailors around the world are saying that Spain might be the champion this year. But it's team racing, it's all about working together as a team, it's all about doing the best. 15 seconds to the start of race number 1 in this eSailing Nations Cup. Russia versus Spain. It is the 49er, it's 10 versus 10. The way they win this race is all about having less point as a team. And there we go, it's a start, it's a clean start. No, it's all red, a lot of false start. R-Tube Russia with a false start. Alexei with a false start. Hoppler with a false start. NF Sailor with a false start. Ilya Vilanov with a false start. So 5 Russian players with a false start need to go back to the starting line. So not the best start. Maybe a little bit nervous start for Team Russia. But they have really been practicing all this. But the timing needs to be right. If you're doing a false start, then you actually get a double penalty in this game. First of all, you get a slowdown penalty, 11 seconds. But you also need to go back to the starting line. This means that in the lead right now, we have Ilarush, Kuzin, they are top players from Russia, together with Carlos Paz, Augustin, and then Carlos Pereiro, and a lot of these Spanish sailors. And I have to say the Russian is a little bit unwritten. We've seen them in the servers, they've been practicing, they're doing some good results during the year, but the Spanish players, they are well known in the community, in the sailing world of eSailing. Some of them are actually part of the World Championship this year. Carlos Pereiro, he qualified for it. Ramon Pereiro also qualified for it, for the World Championship this year. Both of them doing a great job. And this year we won't see the defending World Champion Jon Cardona at the eSailing World Champion. But this is just showing the level of the Spanish team. It's 10 versus 10. It's the 49er. And if you're new to this, then you will see a lot of penalties in here. Yes, penalties is all about penalizing each other in a team race. It's all about using the rules. And in a virtual world, you will see penalties. Also, different things you will see, but first let's go around the top mark. Carlos Pereiro coming first, then we have Eduardo Hero coming, also coming in second position, U21 players, Ilarus with him, Denis Katev is coming with him, Carlos Paz, then we have Jon Cardona, Jay Pereiro, that's Yisu Pereiro, Augustin, a penalty to Nauseous, Kida here, Alexei, Artube, but in last position, oh, Marina, that's the female player from Team Spain. Not the best upwind leg. The 49er is a fast boat. We all know it. It's an Olympic class boat. But here you have the spinnaker up. You have a wind shadow in front of it. This is the wide area. Wind shadow is 23 meters big. And if you're caught in wind shadow, you will be slowed down. You can see Razan Lark, he's caught by NF Sailor. NF Sailor is getting caught by Augustine. Augustine is getting caught by Hoplo. So a lot of wind shadow used here to slow each other down. Downwind, the 49er is pretty fast. You can see 16.9. That's quite some speed when you're coming downwind. But it's also upwind. It's also okay fast. But this boat, we normally say you win upwind. It's all about reading the radar and the wind intelligence. If you're looking in the radar in the top left corner, you can see it's like it's divided into 3 zones. You can also see that on the wind shift up there. When it's dark on the water, it's a harder breeze. When it's light, it's a lighter breeze. And then you can see 3 windsocks up there. Mark rounding coming in. First of all, a lot of penalties to the Russians. They're actually fighting quite well back, but it still looks good for Spain in this case. So, the way they navigate is they're watching the waters. If it's a dark area, it's a dark breeze, it's a hard breeze, there's a lot of wind speed, you can speed up. If it's a light area, then you're slowing down. This means that it's all about reading this radar. Then you have the windsocks up there telling which way the wind is going, which direction it's going. So in the middle right now, it's coming from the left-hand side. In the right-hand side, it's if you take the windsocks to the right, it's coming from the right-hand side. And this is the way they navigate. So back to the race. Hoplo and Denis Katev taking a huge chance, going to the right-hand side. This might pay off. They are in a harder wind breeze. They have the windsocks with them, and they're speeding up 11.4. They are actually 1 notch faster than Carlos Pereiro, Jon Cardona. So can they make it? No, Carlos, he's reading this game quite well, also getting ready for the World Championship at the moment. Jon Cardona, defending World Champion. They're all coming in. Yisu Pereiro and then Eduardo also coming in here. They're coming up to the top mark, rounding it quite comfortable. And it's all about the way you win a team race. It's all about your team getting the less point as possible. We're using the low point system. So a first position is giving 1 point, second position 2 points, third position 3 points, fourth position 4 points in total. So this way we can calculate what the team score is right now. And right now it looks quite yellow in the lead. A small penalty here in the battle in the middle, that was to Ramon in this case, and again another penalty here to Ramon made by Denis Katev. Then Alexei Volishenko also coming in, Kusin coming in, Artube, Russia coming in. They're getting ready to go downwind, and we'll see, oh, Ramon doing what we call a mark trap, slowing down his boat and making the Russian boat sailing into him, and then the Russian boat gets a penalty in this case. It's all about making small traps. It's all about making your opponent lose overall. And right now we can see Spain in first, second, third, fourth, fifth. That's if we just do the mathematics, it's pretty low points. And then we can see some Russians coming in, but it's also Ilay, Vulinov and Kidder in the last positions from Russia. So that's maybe being how they're losing. Eduardo crossing the finish line, Carlos Pereiro, Yisu Pereiro coming in. Both of them from Club Nautical Sevilla, all of them doing real sailing also. So it's not just gamers. The bronze medal winner at the Olympics, Jon Cardona, coming in fourth. Then we have Augustine coming coming in 5th, Rausenlark 6th, Denis Kataev coming in, he might take 6th. Let's see, Ilarus, Alexei Norshets coming in, Artube, and then we have Zoom from Russia. We have Kuzin and Holop coming on in also, and then we have Ramon Pereiro, Vice World Champion, Carlos Paz, NF Sailor with a penalty there, Kita coming in, Marina really defending her position. So overall, here in the first race, it's a 10 versus 10. It's a good warm-up, but see, it's quite yellow here in the start. First position, Edorato. Second, Carlos Pereiro. Third, Yisu Pereiro. Then we have fourth position, Jorn Cardona. Augustine, 5th. Rausenlark, 6th. Denis Katev in 7th. Ilya Rush in 8th. Alexei Voloshenko in 9th. Norshets, 10th. Zoom, 11th. Artube, 12th. Holop in 13th. Kuzin, 14th. Ramon, 15th. Then we have Carlos Paz in 16, Marina in 17, Kita in 18, Ilay 19, and NF Sailor in 20. Tonight you might also see these scores in here. We will not use them much tonight. It's the data of the boats who had the best start. You can see Denis Katev had the best start, but it was most the Spanish sailors doing a lot of great stuff here. And then you can see here how they're switching position. So we have the first score of tonight, and that's just saying the race officers doing the mathematics total. But before that, this is the race chart. Here you can see how the players are doing up, coming up. So first of all, Spain wins race number 1, 79 to 131 in overall. So it's 1-0 for the Spanish team against Team Russia. And let's meet the spokesmen once again and hear more what they're saying about tonight's race.
Yeah, I think the level this year is really high because all the teams are training during the last year. And I think the 4 teams that went to the semi-final, each team can win the E-Nation. Okay, I think will be the small details that they can win.
We need some luck, of course, and second one, we got some training with the Ukrainian team, and they sadly doesn't participate the games, but we have our training competitors, and we are trying to increase our level daily.
Okay, against Russia we are the favorites. Okay, we are the second the last year, and we have 2 sailors on the final of World Championship, Carlos and Ramon Parejo, and we have 2 Joan Cardona, the last World Champion. Are the favorites, and we need to go. We need to win and pass to the semi-final.
I'll just say to have luck for everyone, and we're pretty glad to participate this event. Of course, we are lucky to get quarterfinal, and let's say we'll win the most professional team and have luck a little bit. That's it.
Huge respect amongst the team today. And I have to say one thing. The Russians, they are quite a pleasant surprise, doing such a great job against Switzerland. But they also know that tonight, as the Russians saying, we need to be a little bit lucky. We need to fight for it, because this is coming in here. We are getting ready for race number 2. It's the female match race, and here we have Marina from Spain against NF Sailor from Russia. And I have to say, I don't know much about the Russians. That's why also they are quite an unwritten letter. But this is the match race. It's race number 2. It's the 2 female sailors, and last time Russia did a great job. Here we have NF Sailor with a good start against Marina, going on the upside. It's a clean start for both of them. They're racing this fantastic big boat. It's called a star boat, and it has no spinnaker, no gennaker. It has a huge sail. And this sail, when they're going downwind, is throwing a huge wind shadow. You can also see the wind shadow here behind the boat. This wind shadow is 38 meters big. This also means that when they're going upwind, you can see they're sailing 5.4 knots. That's actually the average speed upwind when they're sailing with best VMG, so the best possible angle and with the best possible speed towards going upwind towards the mark. So here we have NF Sailor, we have Marina. They are both of them sailing here side by side, and right now NF Sailor is actually doing a great job covering Marina. Oh, an early tack upwind, maybe a little bit too early. Normally we see the players pushing the other player, in this case the Spanish player, the Russian, normally see them push each other way out there. But in this case, we can see here, she tacked up a little bit earlier, maybe because they've foreseen this huge wind shift there is. But the reason why they pushed them way out of them, it's because when they do the tack and when they're pressing them, then they can win some meters. This boat and this match race, we normally see the big action when they're going downwind. When they're going downwind, we call it, they bring the swords and the shields. They're sailing on German waters right now. They're sailing in the sailing city of Kiel, and there behind us we have the old Olympic venue in Silk Sea. And they're going upwind to this top mark, and right now they're following each other. You can see Marina is losing a little bit momentum, but it's only 6 meters she is behind. Normally we say, because we know this game pretty well, if you are more than 58 meters behind, then you cannot capture the boat in front of you. It's the wind shadow. I know I said it was 38 meters big, but when we are measuring the distance in between the boat, it's from bow to bow. So from the tip of each boat, that's the distance we are measuring. So they're coming to the top mark. It's 1-0 for Spain versus Russia. And they're getting ready to some action. They're getting ready to the battle. There are different rules, and you know sailing out there. But if you don't know sailing, then there's the starport and the portside rule. And then also you're not just allowed to sail into others without you have to ride away. But when they're approaching this mark rounding here, there's the rule of the inside turn. So the boat on the inside has to ride away. But here you can see NF Sailor speeding well up and having Marina behind her. So NF Sailor and Marina, both of them, both female players, actually in okay control, 20 meters in between them. And now you can see what we mean about wind shadow. Going downwind, NF Sailor rounding the top mark for the first time here. And then we have Marina coming with her and huge wind shadow coming down. And here we can see both players has been practicing a lot. Did you see what NF Sailor did? NF Sailor sailed to the left-hand side, putting herself side by side with Marina, actually opening up the race a little bit. Those two don't want to battling each other downwind. You can see they're racing downwind to a gate mark. This gate mark they're approaching is 2/3 downwind if you're measuring it together with the finish line. So the next downwind action is where we will see this game maybe being win or lost. So, but let's see. NF Sailor getting ready to actually attack Marina and is in a good position. The Russian female is in a position where she can attack Marina, but Marina knows that. See, going upwind. Oh, Marina makes a mistake. Hits NF Sailor. NF Sailor actually defends it. And here we can see how much a penalty inflicts. See, 11 seconds slowdown in the starboard already out, so losing 22 meters. This is also meaning when we're going down to the next downwind action, if you're getting a penalty in the last 1/3 of the downwind leg towards the finish line, then you will not be able to come back in the race, just if you're lucky on the finish line. So these penalties, these battles is all about timing, 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 and a lot of timing. Again, another attack coming in. This time it's Marina, and see, she actually managed to capture NF Sailor in wind shadow. And now eSailing is a little bit in trouble, but here eSailing going to the opposite mark. Oh, a split! This is quite interesting. This split can mean a lot. So, who's doing the right thing? eSailing going to the left, Marina going to the right, and see, straight away, Marina losing 22 meters according to server. So now it's all about who is reading the wind intelligence best, because 22 meters, it's not much in this game. 14 meters, Marina is winning momentum. So Marina is reading it better than eSailing, but she's still behind. The Russian female in the lead against the Spanish female, but I have to say Marina is doing such a great race here. Reading the wind, taking a chance, going opposite, but she needs to tag in towards the top mark. And right now it looks like she is in lighter wind. A wind shift coming in. She is captured in a lighter wind, meaning that her boat will slow down a little bit. eSailing will be in a favored position. And also it looks like we have a small wind shift up there. Marina tags in, crossing in. And now it's all about timing. If she has the wind with her and she is the favorite side, then she will be able to pressure eSailing. And it looks like a starboard attack coming in. And I know you guys and girls are shouting starboard. And then eSailing straight away tags in front of her. Make sure not getting that penalty. So well-timed attack by the Spanish female sailor here, Marina. And there we're going up again, both of them tacking up to the right side, to the ley line there. But this time, eSailing are in control, going in front of Marina. And now we're going to see a tack battle. It's a small dance where they continue tagging in front of each other just to see if the other boat can do a mistake. So which type of mistakes can they do? Yeah, when they're attacking, when they're maneuvering this way, then suddenly they can go too much upwind. Instead of tacking, then they come up out of the tack while their nose, the front end of the boat is pointing towards the upwind, and then they might go upwind and lose all momentum. Right now, eSailing is pushing Marina way out of the ley line. There's a good reason for that, because she wants to win meters. See, 34 meters. Marina needs to go far out, not to be captured in wind shadow and losing more and more momentum. But right now, it's looking great for the Russian. So 5.9, 5.8, and right now, remember what I said, 58 meters in between these two boats, and it's game over. But and right now we closed the distance in between the boats just to make it a little bit exciting, because this is going to be a very close call. eSailing in the lead, Marina in second. They're rounding the last top mark for the last time. And let's go into the mode, because now it's going to be interesting. This is the wind shadow. Marina coming in. eSailing speeding up. There's a lot of wind. 7.3, 7.4. Oish, Marina just managed to capture the Russian. So we have a battle downwind, and here you can see the speed difference. 6.7, 6.2, 6.1. So it's almost 0.5 knots lost already in wind shadow. This means we're going to have a huge battle downwind. But again, it's all about timing. And what both skippers are doing right now is they are sailing into very light wind. So the boat's also losing momentum. So these penalties that's coming in will not inflict that much. So we can experience 3, maybe 4 penalties downwind if they are going to be very aggressive on each other. eSailing 5.8, Marina 5.9. They are going nice and slow here, and we are waiting for one of them to show which type of tactics they're doing. Right now, eSailing is going way out to the left-hand side, just to get Marina as far away from the middle as possible. Marina going on the inside, and then eSailing, straight away reacts, attacking Marina, and Marina just made that a trick. Oh, they are so close to each other. Let's go in 2D mode. Here you can see how close they are to each other. It's a giant battle. It's a small dance. They're going downwind. Marina, she's under pressure, because right now she actually made eSailing have to ride away. Oh, eSailing sneaks away, speeding up again, going to the to the right hand side here. Marina straight away needs to react and follow, and let's just have the measurement. 14 meters in between them, 12 meters in between them. This is going to be a very close battle. They're only halfway. Marina again trying to go on the inside. trying to trick eSailing to be aggressive and attack. And now Marina gets a little bit closer, but she knows eSailing is ready. She's ready to attack. She's ready to defend this one. Marina, eSailing, and see, they're far, far out of the ley lines. They are not sailing downwind, they're sailing sidewards at the moment. eSailing going on the inside, giving Marina the right of way. So Marina can now attack eSailing. But there's still a little bit distance in between them. Marina getting ready. And now we are approaching the last 1/3. So the player getting the penalty can lose everything. But it's still a little bit too early to make that penalty. Marina knows that, eSailing knows that, but they are approaching that finish line. So eSailing in trouble, and see the red ring around it saying she will get the penalty if Marina hits her. Marina is approaching. Nice and slow, 6.8, 6.7. So a small mistake, a small touch will give a penalty, and eSailing knows that. Marina knows that, reacting on it. It's a very close race. Now they're sailing sidewards again. The finish line is approaching, so a penalty here will be decisive. So who will take it? eSailing. Marina sneaks away, going for the finish line. But there, it was a trick. Tricking eSailing going downwind. 11 seconds penalty. But this is way to go by the Spanish eSailing here. Marina does it. She goes for the victory. The Russian eSailing out of it. It's 2-0 for Team Spain. So what a tactical attack, and what a tactical game by both of the eSailors, both of the female sailors. Let's get confirmation. Marina winning over eSailing in race number 2. Here we saw 2 players actually making some tricks. Say, hey, I will sneak away from you. I will try to attack you. But they didn't attack, but then tricking each other to do a maneuvering. Quite impressive to see a new tactics again this evening. So now we're going into race number 3. Race number 3 out of 9 races. It's 2-0 for Team Spain. We're going into real team race now. It's 5 versus 5. It is in the laser. And let's just go into to the racer. Here we have it. It's the racer. Here we have the small boat. It's quite an agile boat. It's quite fast. It can really speed up. It's maneuvering fast in this game. It's a small boat, so when they turn, and let's just see, it's like they can turn on a plate with this laser. It's a 5v5, so you need to do the mathematics. If you have less than 27 points, then you're winning this regatta. And you are fighting as a team. Let's go in game. It looks like all players are almost ready, so let's get ready for race number 3. And if you just joined this broadcast, then you're watching the eSailing Nations Cup. It's the quarterfinal. It's Spain versus Russia. Russia came here winning over Switzerland and doing a great performance. And Spain, yeah, somebody says, they had a walkover against Denmark. But I have to say, if you're speaking with the Spanish players, they said playing against Denmark was quite a tough game. And Lucas Moore from Denmark, the team captain, he was on fire. And Spain, they know that. But since then, I've seen in the service, they have been practicing. In this race from Spain, we have Miguel Cruz. He has been at the World Championship 2 times, actually qualified 3 times for the World Championship. But the 3rd time, he really needs to say, oh guys, I can't participate. I'm getting married. So he chooses the love instead of going to the World Championship. I might have chosen the World Championship. I can say to him and to all of you, we had a fun time at Bermuda. So all players in there, all the Russians in there. So Russia versus Spain, race number 3. It's 5 versus 5 in the laser. Let's have some action. So how will they play this? How will they make sure to get this start? We have the starting line here. The starting line is a little bit slow. It's all about timing this start pretty well. Let's follow one of the boats here behind. And it's all about fighting for getting the right away and to cover the other. You can see the Spanish, they are working like I have to say, like a small fleet of orcas trying to attack, trying to put in motion, where the Russians is a little bit more spread out. But you can see here, the Spanish, when they can penalize, they're just penalizing just to stress the Russians a little bit. The Spanish are really used to play team racing, and they're doing so. Here we have two of them going to the starting line, doing what we call a penalty start. And that will give them a small advantage if they're timing it quite well. But let's see. One outside of the penalty start needs to time it well, rounding it 8 seconds to start. Penalties to Carlos Pereiro, penalty to Ramon Pereiro, and then Eduardo also with a penalty, and there is a go. Ramon going to the right-hand side, Eduardo in the lead. It's a good start for the two Spaniards, but then it's Russia controlling it behind. Then is Katev with a penalty, Kita with a penalty made by Carlos Pereiro. So that we're coming in. Zoom, friendly fire, Jon Cardona hit by Miguel Cruz, and I can't see who number 9 is. We will see later. Ilarus in a good position. There Miguel Cruz got covered by Zoom, but Zoom needs to take care because Miguel Cruz knows how to play. And when I just said that, Miguel Cruz crosses to the opposite side, getting a penalty, almost taking himself out of the race from the start. So, how do you win this race? As I said, it's all about having less than 27 points. Right now, Team Spain has 3, 9, 16, 26 points. So if the score is like this, then Team Spain is going to win. They have the first and second, that's good positions, but then Russia has third and fourth, and that's opening up this race. So it's all about keeping this score, keep these positions. Right now, it looks like it's going quite nice and slow. They're following each other quite well up there. But what we will see is the Spanish, they are known for some tricks that you normally don't see in real sailing. In eSailing and team racing, you will see different things. You will see what we call a downwind attack. It means suddenly one of these boats turns around, sailing downwind, straight into one of the other boats with the right of way. And that will give a penalty to the boat if they're hitting it. You will also see what we call a mark trap. 1 or 2 boats stopping at the mark and easing the sails, slowing down, just waiting for the other players, or putting up what we call also a mark wall where the other boats can only sail into them. And you're not just allowed to sail into other boats. If another boat is not moving, then you will get the penalty. So it's all about right away. It's all about using starboard, port side, leeward, windward, and it's all about also using the different rules. Here, starboard, Ilarus hits Carlos Pereiro in this case. So he's getting a penalty, and he must be unsatisfied about that. Another battle in here, that's Eduardo Uyehula getting a penalty to number 9 from Russia in this case. So they are giving and taking a little bit. So give and take, but right now it looks like Spain is getting more and more in control, so Russia really needs to fight back. According to server Zoom, he's over on the left hand side, Zoom from Russia, he's in control, he can do something about this, but let's see what he's thinking, what he will do. He needs to slow down the Spanish the Spanish boat just to make sure that his teammates can come up, because right now Eduardo, Jon Cardona, Ramon Pereiro, those 3 are in the lead, and a first, second and third will give a victory for Team Spain. But it's not over yet. But we need to see here, the 3 Spanish boat will come from port side, starboard, and Zoom is coming from port side. So Zoom will be a little bit in trouble. Let's see, he's speeding up. This is a very important moment. Will Zoom has a chance to come in, or will he get a penalty? So there we go, Ilarus coming in, but also again, see, there's the downwind attack. Jon Cardona knows that. He's going a downwind. He's going downwind attack on him. It's going straight downwind. Jan Cardona getting ready, pressing Zoom. And see, he's not focused on winning the race. He's focused on slowing down the Russians. And there we have a wind block. Ramon wind blocking. Carlos Parejo with a penalty. So Ramon slowing down, getting ready to attack the Russians here behind. So right now, it's like they have surrounded the Russian players, getting ready to penalize them one by one. So let's see what the Spaniards are doing. Eldorado coming to the top mark. He will sail away, or will he slow down? Wind block. Jan Cardona, Carlos, Ramon, they're doing a wind block. Let's see what the Russians are doing. Friendly fire, one Russian going upwind. Ramon going downwind. Another one panics going upwind. So 3 penalties to Russian, making Miguel Cruz, Carlos Parejo coming upwind, Ilarus going upwind. Nobody knew what to do with this, hitting the mark. No, a disconnection. One of the Russians is out of the race. And another one gets a penalty, misses the mark. This mark, I have to say, this mark rounding was very crucial one. So the work of Ramon and Jan Cardona slowed down the Russians so much that they were losing all possession that they were in. But it's not over yet. There's only 2 boats in the lead from Spain. So the other boats are inside of reach. So Carlos Parejo, Ramon Parejo, and Cruiselator, Miguel Cruz, they are here to fight. Then Ilarus needs to come up. Russian have 1 boat out of the race. Oh, penalty here. Great move by Ramon against Artube. Another penalty in the middle here to Denis Katev. It looks like the Spaniard has been really practicing this game in a very high level. It looks like they know what to do in each case. A lot of communication in here. Miguel Cruz coming in. But for them, this is also very important. They went into the grand final last year, and there they lost to Great Britain, as I remember, after race number 6. But they were so unlucky that they were losing. They were losing because of disconnections and also on a small glitch in the game. But the game is a game. And that was giving the victory for Team Britain. But here we go. Dennis coming down when Artube going with it. Zoom coming in. It looks like Spain in control. They are in 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So if not, the Russians are getting 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. This is game over in this race. It's race number 3. It's 2-0 for Spain. And there we go. Oh, Ilarus so close of penalizing Miguel Cruz, but focusing on penalizing him, he hit the mark and got an unforced penalty himself. So that's how it is. Denis Katev is here in position 6, going to the right-hand side. Interesting call. He's going against the wind. Now he's also crossing in with the window coming from right-hand side. So he's getting a little bit more wind pressure into those sails. Zoom. Still, the leading boat from Team Russia needs to get closer to the Spaniards, but Carlos Parejo, he knows what to do. This young lad, he qualified to the eSailing World Championship, and he's from Club Nautical Sevilla. He has been having a dream season this year, and if he continues this dream season and also go all the way to the eSailing Nations Cup, then he's really been having everything. The only thing he wants is to be a world champion. If we look into him, he's 19 years old. He's from Sevilla in Spain, and he sailed an Optimist 420 and a Laser in a regional team, so he knows a lot about sailing also. Carlos, he's in 5th. Zoom going needs to tack away straight away, so Carlos, he knows what he's doing. Ramon coming in. Then let's just take Ramon when we have him. He also qualified for the World Championship this year. He's 27 years old. He's also from Sevilla in Spain. And he's actually the Vice World Champion in 2020. For 12 years he's been sailing the Optimist. He's also been sailing 420 and later. It's like it's a family boat they're doing there. And he's been an Optimist coach for 6 years now in Club Nautical Sevilla. So, Club Nautical Sevilla has a lot of top players. They're also one of the clubs. Oh, while we're seeing that penalty to Miguel Cruz made by Artube. So, Artube just managed to tag in front of him. But back to that, Club Nautical Sevilla is one of the Spanish sailing clubs doing so much of eSailing in a high level, and they have been having club championship, supporting their players all the way. And here we see the result. As I remember, 3 or 4 of them are here on the national team. You can see CNS, Club Nautico Sevilla, that's also Eldorado. He's from Sevilla also in the lead. Jon Cardona in second, and amazing to see Jon in this level and also with this energy. As everybody know in the studio and everything, us journalists, us commentators, we need to do our research. Oh, Zoom with a penalty, hitting the mark. Jon Cardona, he's been out cycling all day, doing, as I remember, it was 110 kilometers in the mountains. Interesting while he has so much energy, but again, as he says, this is a game, but it still needs a lot of focus for me, a lot of energy of thinking, and that's what he's actually doing here. So let's round it here. Ramon doing another wall trap, slowing down the Russians, and on a Russian, it's in this case it's Ilarush yet again having issues with that mark, can't round it, hitting it again, penalty. And this is a secured victory for Team Spain. The Russians doing what they can do, but again, the Spanish team, they know what they're doing. Oh, small battle, Ramon against Zoom. Zoom just winning it this time. So it's 2-1 to Ramon in this case, but Zoom shows, hey, I'm not afraid of you. We will still fight back. And another penalty yet again to Ramon, this time made by Denis Katayev. But it's first, it's second, it's third for Team Spain, giving them 6 points. And then it actually doesn't matter how many points the other players are getting, because then they will have, no matter what, less than 27 points. So this race, while we're seeing Eldorado crossing the finish line, then we're seeing Denis getting a penalty by Ramon. Ramon and Denis, and also Zoom, those 3 players, has been having so many battles in this race. And Ramon, he's on fire. He wants to show, he wants Spain to go all the way. And I have to say, Spain is dominating eSailing, but I'm not sure they're going to win all the races tonight. I'm pretty sure Russia will hit back. But here we go. It is first, second, and third for Spain. And then fourth will go to Russia, and we have a small battle. Denis against Ramon. Let's just end up with this. Let's see the dance in 2D mode. And just when we went up there, Denis got a penalty by Ramon. Rest of the fleet, where are they? They are Miguel Cruz. He's here. Oh, Miguel Cruz having fun together with 2 of the Russians. And I have to say, yes, the Spaniards, they have won the race. But these small battles, also for the Russians, they are very important, both psychologically for the next upcoming races, but also for practicing for the upcoming races if they qualify to the semifinals. See, another penalty there, handled this time out to Ilarus. Miguel, he's continued doing this. He's battling it with them, and then Artube going around him, Artube sneaking away, but Miguel is having the right away. And let's go to 2D mode just to see this small chase. 2 against 1. Miguel Cruz with a penalty made by Ilarush in this case. Great move. The Russians are speeding up. They're speeding for the finish line. Miguel Cruz, he will end up in last position. So great job by the 2 Russians. But it's first, second, third to Spain. It's fourth to Russia, fifth to Spain, 6, 7, 8, and 10th to Russia. And then 9th position will go to Spain's Miguel Cruz. This will overall give the point to Spain. So it's a 3-0 to Spain against Russia. And let's just have the calculation. Spain is winning. Let's just say 3-6, 11 to 20 points. They're winning with 20 points against Russia's 4, 10, 17, 25, 35 points. So 20 to 35 in race number 3. So it looks like Spain is fresh tonight. They are ready. They want to go into that semi-final. But after speaking with the spokesman from Team Russia, I know they've been doing a lot of practice also and really doing everything they can to come in. But as he also said in the interview, we might need a slightly luck also to go in and win this race, because Spain, they are maybe the favorite team to win the overall eSailing Nations Cup. But don't worry. A lot of races coming up. We're going into race number 4. Race number 4 is the EF50. It's 3 versus 3. So let's see who will win this one. It's 3-0 to Spain against Russia. And there we have the beautiful boat, and of course Spain is sailing with the Spanish SailGP team in there. They are doing a great job in SailGP, in the real SailGP team Spain. But I can say to you, in eSailing, Spain is also performing. It's 3 versus 3. All 6 skippers are here. So let's start the race. It's race number 4. It's 3-0 to Spain versus Russia, and right now it looks quite dominating by Spain. But don't worry, we are going to speed up now. This is the EF50. We are going to have a reaching start. And if you're new to eSailing and sailing, reaching start means that the wind is coming from the side of the boat, meaning that we're starting with speed. These EF50s will speed up. Upwind, they will hit around 27 knots, between 23 to 27 knots. Downwind, between 38 to 53.1 knots. So let's see some action. There are 2 things they need to take care of in this start. First of all, not getting a penalty. Like Carlos, he's sailing around, just having a little bit fun, just showing, hey, I know how to penalize in the EF50. The other thing they need to take care of is not getting a false start. A false start in an EF50 is very, very costly. It will slow you down until you are the last boat. And then you will still have a penalty for 11 seconds, so you're almost out of the race. So 4 seconds, 3 seconds, they're coming with speed. It looks like perfect time by NF Sailor, the female sailor from Russia. Carlos Pereiro on the inside. Cousin here, he's under trouble because Carlos can penalize him. Augustine coming in here. See, Cousin and Carlos here pressing each other out. So great pressure by Carlos, but no penalties. No shields coming. Oh, friendly fire. Hoplo hitting Cousin. So friendly fire by Russia, putting them down. But NF Sailor in the lead, and then Carlos coming in, giving a touch to Cousin, slowing him down. So right now, Carlos Pereiro against the 2 Russians in behind, but NF Sailor in the lead. And this is the EF50. It goes fast. It's strong. So NF Sailor, she needs to do some matching up there. Let's see what she can do. Perfect start, perfect race. She's coming from starboard against Augustine. Augustine, he can get a penalty here. So let's see if she eases her sails. She's tacking in front. Oh, that's Derry. Penalty, Augustine. Great move by NF Sailor here. She's doing the magic right now. Slowing down Augustine, and 11 seconds slowdown in the EF50. Plus 11 seconds it takes to get up to maximum speed. Can cost you around 60 to 80 meters in an upwind lake. Downwind, it's way costlier. It's almost 150 meters. So right now, NF Sailor is doing everything she can to let in her 2 teammates, and she's doing a great job. Augustine on the outside, Nordsjøts on the inside. Nordsjøts is also known as the contract killer from Spain. And you can see he sailed over the boundaries here in the corner. There are some small glitches in the game, and all the players know it. In an EF50, you're sailing with boundaries. If you're going outside of the boundaries with more than 50% of your boat, you will get a penalty and 11 second slowdown. NF Sailor rounding the mark. Augustine coming in. There might be a penalty. Nordsjøts coming in. Oh, Hoplo. He needs to do a double tack. He does that. Carlos coming around. See that tack. Every time you tack, it costs a lot of speed. Cousin coming in. So now we're going downwind. It's still NF Sailor in the lead. It's 12 points to Russia. It's 9 points to Spain. So right now, Spain is winning this race. But if Carlos Pereiro loses his position, drop to 5th, then it's 10 points. If Hoplo comes up to 3rd or Carlos Pereiro drop all the way to 6th, then Team Russia is winning. So what will eSailing do up there to make her teammates go closer to her? It is in the upwind leg. We will see the action. There we go. Nordsjøt's coming in. Hop low. Kusen needs to. They need to split up. And they're also splitting up. So a small mistake from one of the Spanish sailors will switch position, but it's still eSailing in the lead. But remember, it's team race. It's all about points. 12 points to Russia. It's 9 points to Spain. So who will win? Who will lose? A lot of things can happen. So eSailing ready to penalize here. And yet again, crosses in front of Nordsjøt's this time. Slowing down, and then Augustine almost coming up. And see, every time they attack, they lose 11 to 17 knots. Oh, eSailing does what I don't believe you should do in this case. Tack in front, tack yet again in the middle. And now are in port side where Nordsjøt's, Augustine and Carlos will come from starboard, have to ride away. So now it's all about speeding, it's all about timing, because when you tack, you slow down 11 to 17 knots, and then it takes 11 seconds to speed up. This means Nordsjøt's will go into the lead in this case. So eSailing needs to focus on penalizing the two boats behind. Oh, almost timing it with Augustine. Augustine going around. We have a sandwich. We have a trap now. So Augustine pushing eSailing, pushing her away from the mark, letting Carlos on the inside, and eSailing needs to tack to the opposite side. And now they're racing towards the reach mark. And this was switching around the positions. Right now, Spain in first, second, third, Russia in fourth, fifth, and sixth. But I have to say, very great race by eSailing. And she needs to do something to penalize, to try to stop the Spaniards in going all the way towards the lead. But right now, we are seeing Nordsjøt's crossing with a victory. Then Carlos Pereiro who in second. Augustine in third, Hullup in fourth, eSailing in fifth, and Kusen coming in sixth. So great race by eSailing, and she needs to do something, but this is still a point for Spain. So after race number 4, 4-0 for Team Spain against Team Russia, and this is actually giving them 5 match points in total.
My name is Trudy Ann Branker, and I am the master blender for Montgay Rum. Montgay is unique because of where we are. We have been producing here on the same location for over 300 years. Montgay is unique because Barbados is the birthplace of rum. Montgay and rum is part of Barbadian culture. You're passionate about it from the start.
And we just got one question in the studio, came in here and asking, hey, how can it be that the Spanish team are so dominant against a very well-played Russian team? And I have to say, one of the things could maybe be the 3 hours difference there is. In Russia, it's 1 in the night, where here in Europe, it's only 10 in the evening. So maybe this tiredness can also have an infection. But I have to say, the Spaniards are also quite dominating. We are going into race number 5. It's a match point for Team Spain. They now have 5 match points. We're going into a 2 versus 2. We're going in with a J70, and it's the 2 certified players from each team, meaning 2 players that's been doing a great performance either in real sailing or in eSailing. Let's go into the game. The race is on. Race number 5 coming up. Race number 5. It's 2 versus 2. It's the J70. It's a good boat doing these races in. It has a wind shadow of 30 meters. It's going upwind with around 5.4, 5.7, and downwind we can see it speed up to 30 to 40 knots. But if the wind disappears, it will sail almost the same speed downwind. It has a spinnaker. It's Jon Cardona. I have to say, what a team! It's the vice world champion and the defending world champion. Actually, right now the world champion from 2020. From Team Spain against Zoom and Denis Kateev. So it's 2 versus 2. It's a clean start, a good start, and Denis going to the right. Denis going to the right hand side together with Jon Cardona. So he needs to take care. Ramon covering up Zoom. So right now we have 2 match races inside at the moment. It's Spain versus Russia. It's race number 5. It's 4-0 to Spain. A victory for Spain here will qualify them to the semi-finals. They have 5 match points in total, so Ramon and Jon can play more freely. I know these 2 players quite well, both of them. Jon Cardona, very competitive, and as he said in an interview under the Olympics, yeah, you heard it, under the Olympics, we have been having Olympic Virtual Series in eSailing. We are part of the Olympic program. There he said, this is a game, and it's very important you don't say it's a sailing simulator. It's a sailing game using the same rules of sailing, but also doing it a fun way. And because it's a game, I'm still very competitive. I will do everything to win this game. So Denis Kateev, he is in 3rd. He's covering up Jon Cardona. And there Ramon going in, covering Zoom. And we just saw he was in a starport all the time. And when Zoom he crosses up, Ramon will penalize him. So Denis, he needs to do something here. And you can see it's the 2 versus 2. This means it can actually be a tie. There are 10 points in total in stake. So if you win and lose, getting 1st and 4th, you will get 5 points. If you get 2nd and 3rd, you're getting 5 points. This means then we need to find a winner in the tie. And in match racing, in team races like this, then it's the winning team losing, because if you're winning the race and it's a tie, then you haven't helped your teammates enough, and then that's why you're losing. So Denis and Ramon up there now battling each other. They've been switching teams. So Jon Cardona is getting after Zoom, and right now Ramon capturing Denis, but Jon Cardona in trouble. Let's see here. Jon going, downwind attack. Oh, Jon, he just survived that one. Now the 2 Spanish sailors, eSailors, Jon Cardona, Ramon Pareo, they are in the lead now, covering up, but they are not far in the lead. So they need to get ready to downwind attack from both of the Russian players. So this game is not over yet. This game is just starting. So Jon Cardona, Ramon Pareo, they know they cannot win and lose this race. They need to get 1st and 2nd, or 1st and 3rd, or 2nd and 3rd to win it. So what are they doing? Ramon coming into the mark, very close mark rounding. Jon giving him room. They're following each other side by side. Denis Kateev coming in. Zoom. Oh, much bigger turn from Zoom. This is also showing the difference in between these 4 players. The 2 here in the lead, they have been in this top level for years, and they have also been at the World Championship. And here they're actually working together, and it's quite good to see them work together. Then we're seeing this downwind action. See, Denis and Zoom, they need to capture Jon, and right now they are not able to touch them with wind shadow. That's why Denis is changing the angle of his boat. See, he's sailing 136, where Jon Cardona is sailing 142, and now Jon Cardona is caught by him. And now the hunt goes for Jon Cardona. You can also see on these boats, you can almost see in the wind shadow, it's a very strong wind shadow in the middle, and then it's light in the sides. So right now there are 2 boats against Jon Cardona. So interesting which tactic the Russians are using. Will they both go after Jon and then make sure to capture 1 boat, or will they go after 2 boats? Interesting what they're doing. Right now Zoom is crossing away. Dennis is going to battling Jon Cardona by himself. No, they're just doing a giant battle. Ooh, going behind. And now there are 2 boats ready to attack Jon Cardona. Great move by the Russians. Jon slowing down. See, he's easing his sail. He's getting ready to that battle. Penalty to Jon Cardona. Great move by the Russians. The Russians can sneak away, have a good upwind leg. So what are they doing? No, they're splitting away. Denise going to the opposite side. So it's all about timing. Zoom going on the inside. Will he yet again penalize Jon? No. But the Russians doing a great job here. Great move. So right now the Russians are in the lead because Spain is 1 point first and fourth. And this Ramon straight away reacts, turning around, going in and covering Zoom. And Denis Katev also coming in. And their penalty, Jon making a great attack on Zoom. Great starboard attack. Now Zoom is jumping to 4th position, but this is going to be a very close race. And back to the talk with about Ramon and Jon Cardona. I have to say, Ramon, he did a fantastic eSailing World Championship last year. A big surprise having him qualifying into the eSailing World Championship. And in all the first races, he did a fantastic job. Jon Cardona, he did medium job. And I have to say, he did very medium. He was not satisfied with it. And then we came to the middle race. Middle race counts double. Jon Cardona, he needs to win 6 positions in front of Ramon to be the eSailing World Champion. Jon Cardona does everything he can do. He's winning the regatta. When he's winning this regatta, he's running from his room. He's on a training camp, running from his room into the TV where they're watching the broadcast 15 seconds delayed and then falling. Oh, penalty to Ramon, but Denise going upwind. See, Denise losing momentum. So that penalty is a double penalty to Denise instead of, oh, such a close call. No, and then back to Jon. He's running into the living room, watching the finish, and there when he approaches in there, he sees Ramon's get a penalty by one of the French players. I remember, I think it was Valentin Lisa, or it was Pepito. I think it was Valentin Lisa penalizing him. And then he dropped from position 5 to position 7, making Jon Cardona winning the eSailing World Championship, as I remember, with 1 point last year. So that was the story, and now they are working together to qualify to the semifinals of the eSailing Nations Cup. And this year, Jon Cardona is not part of the eSailing World Championship, but Ramon, he is. Ramon rounding the mark here first, Jon Cardona second. It looks like Jon is going to take the battle with the 2 Russians. And this time, remember, it's 1/3 longer downwind. So Denise, he's in 3rd. Then Zoom coming in. Zoom is a little bit too far away. So the battle here is Denise versus Jon Cardona. And the winner of this regatta. If Spain is winning this one, they're going into the semifinals. So Jon, he will do everything he can to defend this. And the only thing he needs to ensure is not dropping to last position. And he needs to defend himself against Denise and Zoom. And right now he's going to the left-hand side. Interesting. Why are the Russians not following him? Why is Denise not following Jon? They say, oh, he's doing it now. So he's coming in. He needs to be more aggressive. But right now Zoom is doing dirty on him. So Jon caught in wind shadow, but he's not losing much momentum. 12.8, 13.2. And Zoom needs to take care not throwing dirty on his teammate. 2 boats now capturing Jon Cardona, but right now Zoom is doing dirty on Denise also, so he's slowing down his teammate. No, this is the wrong way to do it. Come on, guys. Denise going with Jon, Zoom going to the left-hand side. He needs to speed up, but Denise needs to approach Jon Cardona. But that team attack with wind shadow might do the trick that Russian cannot go in after the Spain. Here we see Ramon. He's crossing the finish line first, and it looks like it's too late. Jon Cardona will cross the finish line in second. So here you can also see friendly fire with wind shadow can be very costly. Russian going in with Zoom in 3rd and Denis Katev in 4th. And just a confirmation, but this is giving 5 points to Team Spain against Team Russia. So congratulations for Spain qualifying to the semifinals. So now we are going into race number 6. Race number 6 is it's a match race. We are waiting for the two teammates coming in. But with this score we have here now, we already have Team Spain qualifying to the eSailing Nations Cup semi-finals against France. Quite, I have to say, I'm quite surprised to see Spain winning 5-0 in the first matches like they've been doing here. So very good race by the Spanish team. But I'm also quite surprised to see the normally aggressive, well-playing Russians having a hard time against the Spanish team. But we also need to give some credits to Team Spain. They are very good in eSailing. We're going into race number 6 now. It's a match race. It's the starboat. It's Carlos Pereiro, and I can't see who from Team Russia is against, so I'll just ask the race officers. And then we have here, and we're just getting told that it's Ilya Rush from Russia. And I have to say, Ilya Rush is actually one of the players from Team Russia that I have seen in the servers the last 3 years. So this is one of the Russian players playing this game for many years. So here we go. It's Carlos Pereiro, the young talent from Sevilla, from Club Nautical Sevilla. I know it's saying UOL up there, but it's also because he's part of an international esport organization. Yeah, you heard. This game also have esports organization in it. It's called Unicorns of Love. So Spain versus Russia. This is race number 6. Russia is battling for the honor, so all points is the honor. Spain has already qualified, so they can relax. But this is practice, and I have to say it's practice against a good team. Russia, Spain, a very slow start by both of them. Carlos, he's straight away attacking to the opposite side, where Ilya Rush is going to the left-hand side, going up towards the middle. Let's talk a little bit about the game, how it's built. If you look up in the top left corner, you can see this radar. This radar is splitting the race zones into 3 zones, and each windsock is defining the wind in each zone. So if you watch in the middle, where right now we have Ilya Rush, then we can see the wind is going straight at him. The winds where Carlos Pereiro is, he's maybe a little bit more outside. He's maybe in the right-hand side at the moment, and now he's crossing into the middle. Then the wind was coming from the right-hand side. There's a huge wind shift from left towards right. The windsocks are working a little bit together up there. And then you have the wind pressure zones. The wind pressure zones is the dark and the light patches. If you're having the dark patches, you have a harder wind breeze. If you have the light patches, you have a lighter wind breeze. These zones are working together and doing a good transition over each other. But here we go. We're going upwind. This is Ilya Rush in the lead, a little bit in control, but he needs to take care when they're coming to the left-hand side, when they're coming to the ley lines. The ley lines is these dotted lines. The dotted lines are the ley lines. They are telling you the best possible angle towards the mark according to the wind. Their wind angle there in this zone. So Carlos, he's coming in here. Attacking, actually quite amazing that Carlos didn't do an aggressive attack on Ilya Rush, but just managed to tack upwind. He knows they might be winning, but I know also Carlos Pereiro, he's a much more aggressive young player. And he needs to defend, he needs to get ready for the eSailing World Championship, at the same time also focusing on this team race. So how will the program of the eSailing Nations Cup be for the next couple of weeks? Yes, you heard, the next couple of weeks. This week, on Friday, in 2000 hours UTC, we'll have semi-final number 1. Semi-final number 1 will be Italy versus Great Britain. Then on Sunday, we will have semi-final number 2. And already now we have found out that it's going to be Spain versus France. That will also be 2000 hours UTC. But if you're living in Europe, then on Friday it's +2 in Central Europe, and on Saturday it's only +1. So 2000 hours in the evening Friday and 9 in the evening on Sunday. that is the semifinals where they're going to play for who is going into the grand final. But more talk about that when the grand final is. Right now we're getting ready for some action. These two players are very close to each other. It's Carlos Pereiro in the lead. Ilarus in second. Oh, Carlos hitting the mark. Unforced penalty, slowing him down, making Ilarus coming close to him. And now we have the wind shadow. And now we will see some aggressive play. Ilarus approaching with speed, 16 meters into Carlos Pereiro. Carlos, he goes, as he knows, to the left hand, to the right hand side, but he is caught. And the reason why he wants to go out there is because if Ilarus suddenly attacks downwind, or Carlos do it, then or Ilarus getting too close to him, then Carlos can switch position and suddenly have to ride away. Let's see here. It's a dance. It's a small dance. They are only in the start of this downwind, but we will have 2, maybe 3 attacks in the first one. And here you can see Ilarus going on the inside of Carlos, or the inside of the zone. So you can see, so if he's doing that too much or going downwind, then Carlos, he can actually do 180 degrees. See, there he goes. And now Carlos has to ride away. And this is what Carlos was waiting for. So now they're racing side by side. Carlos is waiting for have to ride away. Now he can control the attack. He's also at the same time outside of the wind shadow. So good tactics. And there, oh, Ilarus going to after Carlos. But Carlos, he knows this and just waiting for him. And at the same time, we experience that the wind is disappearing. So Carlos 5.5 knots downwind. Ilarus 1 penalty. But see, because the wind disappeared, there is such a light wind. Then suddenly Carlos is only winning 20 meters. Also, if that is the case in the second downwind leg we are going to have, the race towards the finish line, means that they need to go halfway through the last 1/3 of the leg to get a penalty and win this regatta. Carlos now doing the same trick, this time going to the right-hand side. But he will not have to ride away if Ilarus is getting close to him. But he's doing that to win as many meters as possible, to be outside of the wind shadow as long as possible. You see 6.0, 6.1. So he's caught a little bit in wind shadow, but when he's in the middle of the wind shadow, he will really lose momentum. See 6.1, 6.6, 60, almost 0.6, 0.7 knots in speed difference. Ilarus approaching. Carlos, he's putting himself in a position if he enters the mark rounding zone and just before Ilarus attacks him. But see Ilarus coming with speed. If Carlos is coming inside the mark rounding zone, he is now. Then it's the rule of the inside turn. Ilarus had to ride away. No, Carlos has to ride away now. Ilarus, huge turn. Boy, great defense by both of them. A small dance of having to ride away, because when we are in these mark rounding zones and you're coming from port side, then it's all about having the inside mark round, the inside of the mark rounding. So then the other boat have to give way for you. So Carlos going upwind in the right hand side, Ilarus following him, 80 meters in between them. This means one thing: if they continue doing this and following each other upwind here, then they will have a downwind battle. We are on the waters in front of Trieste. Trieste, the home of Bacolana. Bacolana, a fantastic event. I went there 2 years ago. Sadly, Corona has been keeping us away from some time. But there, I have to say, 250,000 people visiting that town square 3 days in a row. We're doing a live broadcast from the top of it there with their eSailing event. They are quite innovative there in Bacolana. And I also have to say, between 4,000 and 5,000 skippers on the water. Amazing, amazing event. But here, Carlos Pereiro, we are back to that. Ilarus, they're getting ready to do some amazing downwind attack. And we want to see this downwind attack when they're coming around the top marks. And right now they're following each other. And Carlos, he is going to push Ilarus a little bit far out. In this case, no, he's not. He's attacking a little bit early, giving Ilarus the chance to go in without the big wind shadow and also change his angle so he can speed up and compensate for the wind shadow. You can see they're now sailing the same speed. They're sailing almost the same angle, but Ilarus, he might change his angle a little bit, slightly. See 35, 41, So that's to compensate for the wind shadow, but also to speed up. It is like this in a boat. If you're changing the angle, you might sail a longer distance, but you're capturing the wind much better, and then you will speed up a little bit. He only focused on one thing, not getting 58 meters behind of Carlos. He wants to capture in wind shadow. So when they're going downwind, we are going to have a huge battle there. So mark rounding the first top mark rounding it for the second time, and then the second top mark here, and then we are going to race downwind for the finish line. There's a little bit longer distance to the finish line than to the gate mark, meaning that the Carlos, he needs to take care. Let's go in 2D mode. Here we have Ilarush, here we have Carlos Pereiro. Ilarush is getting ready, rounding that mark, and there, he hits a touchdown. He gets Carlos in wind shadow, but he's outside in the light wind shadow. You can almost see it here in the colors. So he's just touched 6.2, 6.2. He actually he's in the outskirmish. So right now, Ilarush is not capturing Carlos at all. So Carlos is sailing as long as he can towards the left-hand side, not losing any speed or meters towards Ilarush. But when he goes downwind, he will be caught in that wind shadow, and it's a pretty hard wind shadow. And again, the wind disappeared. It's only 6.0 C. Oh, Ilarush is really losing it. The richer is getting richer. Ilarush in the lightest wind, so he's losing a little bit. 1 knot, 0.1 knots to Carlos. So this might be the savior from Carlos. Unlucky for Ilarush. He needs to do something. He might go a little bit downwind instead of just following Carlos. If he continues following Carlos, he might lose the distance to attack him. But let's see it here. There we have the finish line. It's a match race, and Carlos continues going to the left-hand side. 5.5, Ilarush 5.5. It's actually a very slow race, this one they're doing. See, Ilarush straight away goes downwind. He sees what we just saw. He needs to win a little bit momentum. Straight away he's winning 2 meters, and now Carlos Pereiro is going downwind, and he will get caught now. See, Ilarush, he is getting him in wind shadow. Carlos 5.5. The wind is disappearing. 5.9. So this is the first battle, and we are approaching the last 1/3 of the lake. So this means a penalty can be crucial, but because the wind is disappearing, they need to time it so it's the absolute last part of the lake. They need to penalize each other to win this race. So Carlos in trouble. Ilarush speeding up. Coming on the inside, going on the inside. Carlos, penalty, Carlos Pereiro. Ilarush speeds away, trying to go for a run. So let's see. 5 seconds left. And there, Carlos is outside of the penalty. Ilarush is still caught. So this time it's Carlos' turn to do an attack. And that can be on the finish line. So what will Ilarush do? He can sail all the way to the right-hand side, trying to get outside of the wind shadow. There's 0.1 difference in speed, and Ilarush is doing that. But if he's doing it too much, then suddenly Carlos can go downwind and win on momentum, speed up. So Ilarush needs to time it. Ilarush knows that, Carlos knows that. This is going to be a very close call. It's going to be on the finish line. The finish line approaching. Ilarush going downwind. Carlos is not timing it well. 0.5. It's going to be on the finish line. This is going to be a photo finish. Carlos, it's too late. Ilarush defends it. Hits the mark, but still wins the race. So Ilarush from Russia winning 1 point for Team Russia. Great race by him against Carlos Pereiro. So there we have the confirmation, winning with 1 second. Quite good defense, and this was what we were talking about, timing your downwind action straight away. So quite amazing to see Ilarush winning over Carlos Pereiro. I have to say, Carlos, he's one of the strongest youth players that's coming in eSailing at the moment. But great race by Ilarush, also showing how strong Russia actually is. So it's a 1-5, but it's still Team Spain going to the semi-final. But now we are getting ready to go in to race number 7. You can see the format here. Race number 7 is a 3 versus 3. It's a J17. After that, we will speed up with both an EF52 versus 2 and a Nacros 17 10 versus 10. But let's go in game. The players are getting ready for race number 7. It's 3 versus 3. So, race number 7. Denise coming back. Ilya Vulonov is coming in. Marina, the female player from Spain, is there. Ramon is there, and Rausenlag. And then Alexei Vulonov is coming in also. 3 versus 3. It's race number 7. It's 5-1 to Team Spain against Russia. And this time, we have one disconnection just before start from Spain. So we need to do a restart. That is the deal. So let's just jump out in studio. Sometimes it happens that we need to restart a race. This was one of the cases. Then what happens is when the players are sitting all around the world, they're sitting on different devices. They're sitting on a mobile phone, on a tablet, and on a PC. Sometimes the internet makes a little bit noise with it, and then the communication towards the servers are making them jumping off. We have one rule: if you're disconnecting 1 minute before this. Before the start of the race, then it's an automatic restart. If you disconnect after that, then it's not a restart. Then it's like your boat is losing a mast, or is disqualified, or out of the race, somehow got disabled. We're waiting for the players to restart the game, to come in there, so we can go into the race yet again. It's a 3 versus 3. It's race number 7. Spain has already qualified to the semifinals, but Russia are really fighting for the honor and the glory, and they are actually speeding up right now and doing a great job for that. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's go in to the next race. Let's get ready for it. So the players are joining in, and we are getting into the server. And it looks like the Russians are having the best internet today. So Alexei, he is ready here, and then Denise coming in. And so we're just waiting for the last players to join in. There's a 3 versus 3. Ilya coming in, Rausenlag, Ramon, and it was Ramon we lost before, and then Marina. So one Russian losing connection. Looks like the internet is making a little bit fun with us. So Alexei, he needs to join in yet again. So when the last player is in, we will start the race, and then if we have a disconnection yet again, then it's up to the race officers to call if it's a rematch or if it's not. It's the J boat, it's the J17. We have seen it before today. It's an okay agile boat. You can see how it's moving around like a coin when it's doing a 360. And there we go, all players in there. It has a wind shadow of 30 meters. So downwind, we'll see a lot of action. In a team race like this, we will see some action at the top marks, and we'll see some downwind action. And remember, it's a team. There are right now 6 players, and that's giving, if you're having 10 points or less, then you're winning the race. This also means there's 21 points in total in this regatta. You can just do the mathematics. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 3 is 6, plus 4 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 6 is 21. So it's all about getting as less points as possible. It's 5-1 to Spain. It's race number 7. Russia is battling for the honor. They are battling for the glory. And I know they will do everything they can to win this race. It's been a strong performance by Spain tonight. And somehow it's been having the Russians look a little bit not performing. But I just have to say the Spanish players has been doing a great race. We are now 10 seconds from start of race number 7, and we are coming to the starting line now. There's a small penalty to Denise, and then we are coming out. 2 Spaniards. Spanish skippers are placing themselves. Oh, Ramon doing a false start. He was in such a good position. And did he come back? No, he didn't come back over the starting line. So see, penalty coming back, and now his teammates Rausenlag and also Marina, they need to do a great job. And right now, it's all up to Rausenlag to get the Spanish eSailors back in this race. Alexei, Ilya and Denise, they can fight for it. They can covering up the rest of the team. And remember, it's all about having 10 points or less, then you're winning this race. They're going upwind. It's the classic format: upwind, downwind. They're going upwind to the top mark, downwind to the gate mark, upwind to the top mark, and then downwind to the finish line. Meaning that 4 legs up, and there's still a long way. But Ramon, he's having a hard time. So Rausenlag, he's alone against Ilya Rylanov, and then Alexei Voloshenko, and they're coming in here. And right now he's pressuring, see, they're pressuring Ilya. I have a funny story about Rausenlag. I have so many good stories about many of the e-sailors. Rausenlag, he was actually the guy making sure that Club Nautical Sevilla were having their yearly e-sailing club championship. So he called the eSailing TV and said, hey, I want to organize a club championship. Can you help us? And then he did, and I have to say, they made a format, 7 races, 6 races were with points, and then they were deciding top 10, or was it top 6, going into the grand final, where the winner was taking it all. And Rausenlag was winning all the first 6 races, I think 1 second place, and the rest of them was victories. And then, in the winner takes it all, he got the most terrible start of all and ended up in 6th position. So after doing such a great performance, he sadly lost the first club championship. But well performing, well played by him. Here we have Alexei Voloshenko in 3rd, Rausenlag in 2nd. He's actually controlling a little bit, but Alexei on the inside. And then we have Marina. She's battling with Ilya, and then they need to take care, because right now, while they've been focusing so much on the other players, Ramon, he's sneaking himself back. A huge wind shift in his favor means he can turn the angle, speeding up towards the top mark. And I'm pretty sure Ramon, he might be back in the race after that terrible start. So right now, the Spanish team has managed to keep the Russian occupied with Rausenlag and Marina. And that made Ramon actually coming back in the race. But will he be close enough to do anything? According to server, he's in 2nd. And also Rausenlag been doing a great fight, putting himself in position, in a good position against Voloshenko. Right now, it looks like the boats are speeding up towards the top mark. Quite amazing angle they have there. Coming into the top mark, and see Ramon back in the race, battling with Ilya. So there, Alexei first on the inside, Rausenlag on the outside. And then Ramon, he's approaching the mark rounding zone from port side, but then Ilya going outside. Oh, and Ramon knows that. So he does an upwind attack, going out of the zone, attacking Ilya just in the move, when he did the move to go into starboard, and putting himself in 3rd. But Marina is in last, so what are the Russians still doing? The Russians still 10 points. If they keep this score, they're winning. But if Alexei is losing to Rausenlag up there, then suddenly it can be Team Spain winning everything. Spain is trying to go after 1st and 2nd, so they will do everything to hunt down Alexei up there. So Rausenlag, Ramon coming in, Ramon under pressure by Ilya, and the Russian needs to take care. This is the downwind action. It's only the first downwind leg towards the gate mark. But I have to say, Team Spain has a huge chance to go in and take this point, but still the Russians are biting back. Here we go. Ilya is throwing dirty on Ramon, slowing him down almost 2 knots of speed. See, 2 knots speed difference in this wind shadow. Penalty to Rausenlag. Great wind for Alexei up there, defending his position. And Ramon, the Russian needs to have Ramon losing also. They need to put him down. So Denise coming in. Marina is so far away, she cannot do anything for her team right now. Only to sail and hope she can sneak up here. So Alexei on the inside of the mark rounding. Let's see. Pushing Rausenlag rule all the way out. Ramon coming in. Oh, interesting call by the Russians. They're doing a huge split. He didn't miss the mark. It's a small graphic thing there is at the moment. And then Marina coming in. But see how much they lost. They were actually coming up to 2nd and 3rd. And now they're giving Raul and Ramon all the chances to covering them up. But Alexei now back in the lead. and he needs to defend that leading position, or else Team Spain will win yet a point. Russia battling for the honor, Spain battling for all the points and all the practice they can get before the semi-finals against France. It's race number 7 out of 9, and there we have the first penalty. Ilea getting won by Ramon in this case. So right now it's 9 points for Russia, it's 12 points for Spain, meaning that Russia are in the lead, and if they can keep this position here, 1st, 3rd and 5th, and actually 1st, 3rd and 6th, then they will still win this regatta. So a 1st, 4th and 5th is also good for them. But what's happening right now is that the Rausenlag is now in the lead. They're still in the lead, Russia, but this is not good for them, because then Rausenlag and Ramon, they can just switch one position, 1 point, and then they are winning this race. Race number 7 is coming to the last part. They're going up towards the top mark. It's Alexei up here. It's Rausenlag. It's Ramon. Ilea. It's Denise. A great race by the Russians. Marina doing everything she can to come back in the race. But she had a not so good first upwind leg where she lost a lot of momentum. 2 Russians covering up. Rausenlag, he's dropping down now. So right now the Russians are biting back, doing everything they can defend it. But Ramon, he's now in the lead. He can do a lot of damage. He can slow down the Russians with a mark trap or a wind block. So a wind wall. This way he can actually make the Russians sail into him, getting a penalty. Or, as we saw in one of the races, have the Russian panicking and don't know what to do. And if they're panicking and can't go around him or going upwind, then they will lose so much momentum that the other boats from Spain will come back in the race. So, what will Ramon do? It's all up to him. It's 12 points Spain. It's 9 points for Team Russia. So, Ramon approaching from starboard and port side, so it's not good. And then we have the 2 Russians coming in there. They managed to go on the inside. They managed to go on the inside of Ramon. So Ramon's mark trap didn't work, and then Ilea doing a mark trap, slowing down Rausenlag, because they want 2 boats up there against Ramon, and then Ilea wants to battle against Rausenlag, but they need to take care. They're not letting in Marina. 1 point to Ramon up there, penalizing Alexei. So right now it's still 11 points for Spain, and then 9 points for Russia, and then another battle. Denise getting a penalty. Oh, friendly fire. Rausenlag hits Ramon. But right now they're doing everything they can to confuse the Russians. A penalty to one of the Russians yet again. But Rausenlag just coming out of the penalty. It's a dance now. It's a jibe dance. It's a battle for it. And because of all this panic, all this battle, see who's back in the race? Marina, and nobody is taking care of her. She sneaks away, sails to the left-hand side, sails into the middle, and if she wants, she can sail for the victory. Right now, it's still 11 points for Spain. It's and now it's 11 points for Russia. So the Spanish team managed to move around the points. It's a very close race, this one, and it's going to be decided when they're approaching the finish line. It's the last downwind leg. Rausenlag attacking. Marina coming into the battle. She's approaching the battle. She didn't race for the victory. Ramon can now race for it. Oh, Marina almost penalized in Alexei. It's a very close one. Ramon coming in. Rausenlag coming in side by side. Denise, he needs to sail for the victory and then hope for his team. Oh, Marina winning this one over Ilea. That's a crucial win. So right now, it's still 11 points for Spain. And penalty to Russia. Alexei getting a penalty by Rausenlag. So now it's Spain in the lead, 9 points. So right now, Ilea needs to hunt down Marina. And Denise, he needs to win it. He needs to win the race. And then they need to have 2 boats winning over Marina. And right now, the lads up there, see Rausenlag, he knows that. Ferraro, Ramon knows it. So they're coming back to help Marina. But the Russians, they need to focus. They need to find one to attack. And it needs to be either Marina or one of the others. And here we are approaching the finish line. Penalty. Oh, the Russian getting the penalty. This means Spain is winning this race here. So, 12 points to Russia and 9 points for Spain, giving, and let's just have the confirmation, giving it's even so first position to Russia, second, third, and fourth to Spain, and fifth and sixth to Russia. So 12 versus 9, giving a point to Spain. They are now in the lead 6-1 after race number 7. That was the first 7 races. Now we're going into the second last race of tonight, race number 8. Race number 8 is going to be the EF50. We are going to speed up. We're going into a 2 versus 2. Sometimes we are having some quite extraordinary battles in the EF50 2 versus 2. We have 2 brothers from Italy. And I have to say, they are fantastic doing the 2 versus 2. That is the D'Amato brothers. They are also doing what we call a characteristical move, the D'Amato trap. The D'Amato trap, while we're waiting for the players to come in, is one of the brothers are in the lead. Then they're capturing a boat, an opponent in the middle, and then the other brother is coming from behind. And they time it so well that they penalize this boat, while they can speed up and sail away from the opponents. Let's get ready for race number 8. The players are joining in. Let's go in game. This is race number 8, the second last race of tonight. This is Spain versus Russia. It's the eSailing Nations Cup. It's the quarterfinal, and Spain is in the lead 6-1 and going into the semifinals. And we're going to see from Spain Jon Cardona and Jesus Pereiro. They are going to battling Ilarush from Russia, and then I'm interested in who his teammates is going to be. He's joining in a few seconds. The amazing part about a game like this is the Russian players, they are spread all around Russia. And the Spanish players, yeah, maybe Jon Cardona. I know he's not on a training camp. Yeah, he is. But he's out cycling at the moment, not out sailing. So they are sitting all around Spain at the moment. From Team Italy example, then we have one Italian sitting in Great Britain. And playing together with his teammates, and with all the modern tools, with communication tools and all that, they can communicate together, they can do all these races together, they can do a lot of fun. We are still missing one Russian player, and it looks like we have some internet connection. We just got told by the race officers that the Russians are on the way. And this is the thing with internet at the moment, and let's just be straight honest, there's been a lot of issues with internet around the world at the moment. And yesterday we had another crash on the internet, and we also found out why we had this one, because there's been happening some huge things in the Middle East at the moment. So the Russians are trying to reboot and come into the race. So while we are waiting for them, please give it up for our sponsors.
My name is Trudy Armbranker, and I am the Master Blender for Montgay Rum. Montgay is unique because of where we are. We have been producing here on the same location for over 300 years. Montgay is unique because Barbados is the birthplace of rum. Montgay and rum is part of Barbadian culture. You're passionate about it from the start.
And there we go. We are in race number 8. And while we've just been having a small commercial break, we got a question actually from one of the viewers. When is Portugal playing? Portugal is not playing the eSailing Nations Cup because all the participants, all the nations participating in this our nation there has signed up for the event, and Portugal has not signed up for this event. So here we have Spain versus Russia. It's the EF50. It's race number 8. It's the second last race of tonight. It's 2 versus 2. It's Artube and Ilearush versus Jon Cardona and Jesús Pereiro. So let's see. They're speeding up at the moment, and there we go. And there, it's a good start for Spain. It's a slow start for Russia, but they are in a good position. Artube can penalize Jesús Pereiro, but they need to take care not doing a friendly fire, hitting each other. Ilearush sailing straight into Artube, giving a penalty to his teammate, or actually to himself, coming in that way. So there we go, going to the gate mark, and right now it's Jon Cardona. He's in the lead. Jesús going the opposite way. They are splitting up. Artube following Jon. Ilearush, he's back in the game, back in the race. 44.6 knots. Oh, penalty to Artube. He got that penalty against Jesús. Jesús came from starport against port side, so this time he had the right away. But Artube speeding up, and he will do a counter attack. But see here, Ilearush, he's actually in a position where he can do the same thing towards Jesús. So there we go. Jesús coming in, Ilearush coming in, Jon coming in, Artube coming in. And oh, there we have a small battle. Oh, Ilearush just tack in front of Jon. So there we are coming in here. Good move here. So Jon Cardona and Ilearush, oh, good move here. Jon just managed to tack before going outside of the boundary and getting a penalty. But here Artube coming in. He needs to tack, or else he will do a friendly fire on Ilearush. And this is actually giving Jon a good opportunity to slow down the two Russians. He's control of them, but and the Russians is actually already taking care of that. Ilearush is going to the left-hand side. Artube following with Jon Cardona. But one thing you need to know, every time you tack with these boats, let's see here, you're losing 17 knots, and it takes 11 seconds to go up to maximum speed. So you really need to time it. See, he's not hitting maximum speed now, and they're friendly fire. Ilearush just got hit by Artube. So 3 penalties in total for Russia in this race. 4 in total, and 3 of them inflicted by friendly fire by themselves. So there we go. Jesús going in the lead, going downwind. Jon is following Artube and Ilearush. They're actually doing everything they can, but they are penalizing each other too much, sadly. But it's also a very tight race, and the Spanish players are moving around, so they need to follow them in this case. This is the EF50. This is the SailDP boat. There's been a SailDP campaign the whole year where players have been qualified to special qualifications and being in small live finals. And they just had a grand final where the winner was Arthur Farley from Great Britain. Second place was Pepito, Tim Carpentier from France, and third place was Mike O'Donovan, Deschavaux from Great Britain also. But Pepito and Arthur Farley, and the winner of the CLDP, is actually getting a spot for the World Championship. But first and second already qualified in the qualification playoffs, meaning that Mike O'Donovan, Deschavaux, got that World Championship spot. So right now we are watching race number 8, the second last race of tonight. It's Spain versus Russia. It's 6-1. And right now Spain is doing a great job. Jon Cardona and Jesús Pereiro doing everything they can. Jon is going in front of Artube to cover him up in this case. So let's see. Jesús crossing up. There we go. Crossing up towards the top mark, the gate mark for the last time. Jon going all the way to the ley lines. Artube yet again doing a close call, and this time Ilearush needs to go behind him. Bears away, going behind him, not getting a penalty by his teammate. And now, because of that early attack by Artube, they're switching positions. So right now, Ilearush can penalizing Artube. Let's see, they're coming in here. While we're seeing Jon Cardona coming around, Artube coming here to us at the gate mark. Ilea going opposite, and now they're racing towards the reach mark. And it looks like another point for Team Spain. Jesús Pereiro is going to win this race. Jon Cardona is going into second place, it looks like. Then Artube is speeding up for third. Ilea is coming in fourth. Russia is doing everything they can tonight, but not all of it is lucky and on their side. 4 penalties in total, 3 of them was friendly fire. This is giving 7 points for Spain, 1 point for Russia in total in after race number 8. And just give a confirmation, it's a victory for Jesús and Jon Cardona in second, Artube in third, and Ilea Rush in fourth. So that was tonight's 8 races, and now we're going into the last race of tonight. It's a 10 versus 10. It's the NACRA 17. In some of the regattas, some of the battles in between nations, this race is the deciding race, especially when it's 4-4. Tonight, Spain has shown how strong they actually are. They are right now in the lead 7-1 against Russia, doing a great performance. We're going into race number 9. You can see the players are joining in one by one. We're going into the NACRA 17. It's a light foil boat. This NACRA 17, when it's going upwind, it's all about reading the wind and the wind pressure. But some of the players has informed us that it's not always best to be in the hardest wind pressure, but in the medium wind pressure. Then this boat sails the fastest. We're going to have 20 players in total. So let's go in game. It's Spain versus Russia. This is the last race of tonight of this eSailing Nations Cup quarterfinal. Yet again, congratulations to Spain qualifying to the semifinals versus France on this Sunday. And well fought by Russia. Tonight they just met a better team. We are getting ready for race number 9. It is the NACRA 17. It's going to be played in a classic upwind downwind leg. So we are going to race upwind, then we are going to race downwind towards gate mark, upwind to a top mark, and downwind to the finish line. And when we are seeing them here, we can see we are missing 2 players. We need 20 players in total, and maybe the race officers is just calling the start. But let's see, it's all about the honor. It's the last race. And I know that the losing team always sees the honor of winning this last race. So I know a lot of the Russians will do everything they can to win the last race of tonight. Again, it's a team race. We are going to play. We are playing with the low points score system. So the team with the lowest points is winning this race. 19 players ready. We are missing 1 from Russia. Right now there are some small connection issues, but that's how internet is at the moment. If there should be any questions here on the last race, then please ask us them in the different chats on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, and then we will get them in studio by the race of the 20 players in there. Let's get ready to rumble. This is race number 9. It is eSailing Nations Cup. It's the quarterfinal. It was Spain versus Russia. Spain qualified to the semifinal versus France. But right now, they are battling for the honor, and Russia will do everything to win this last race. It's 7-1 overall in the score, and Russia can get it to 7-2. So, how will they do? How will they do? It's going to be very fast, this race. This small NACRA 17 is going to race upwind, and it's going to be a very fast one. When you're going into a 2D mode like this, you can see it looks like small TIE fighters from Star Wars, and that's what Alec Wilkinson he thinks when we're commentating the NACRA 17, because then they're really battling a lot for it. So let's get ready. 12 seconds to the end, to the last race starts of tonight. 3 boats doing what we call a penalty start, crossing the finish line from the start with a penalty, slowing down, and then try to see if they can time their start. Zoom got a false start. He needs to go back yet again, but it looks like Ramon got a good start. Zoom, false start, and also Ilaire getting a false start. But in the lead, it's Alexei Voloshenko. The Russians, they want to win this last race, but let's see if Team Spain is letting them having one winning it, because see, right now it's getting very yellow in the top. The Spanish fleet went into the right hand side, led by Carlos Parejo, and see how many Parejo family members there are here. Carlos, Ramon, those two are here, and both of them are also part of the eSailing World Championship. Then you can see there is a CNS in front of some of the boats. That's Club Nautical Sevilla. So Club Nautical Sevilla, as a sailing club in Spain, managed actually to grow up a lot of e-sailors for the national team. Carlos is from there, Raus and Lag is from there, Eduardo is from there, Ramon is from there, and Jesus Parejo is also from there. So 5 from Club Nautical Sevilla just show how higher level this club has in e-sailing. When we're coming up, when we can see it's quite yellow, the Spanish fleet is doing a great job. Yeah, Vinho is coming in here. It's a long time we've seen him. He loves foils boat, especially the EF50, and he's working on a pharmacy, actually owning a pharmacy, and sometimes he loves to sit in a special couch when he's playing there, especially when we're doing live interviews with him. So here we go, rounding the top mark. Nordsjøt's coming in, Dennis getting in, Yaviho is getting a penalty, Ramon coming in, Miguel Cruz, Yisu on the inside, Artube, Augustin, and then penalty to Alexei. He was in the lead in the start, but dropping down. Penalty to Ilaire with the false start in the start. It looks hard for Team Russia again. It looks like the Spanish team is dominating, and it's not for fun. They've really been playing in a high level today. Their penalty goes to Yaviho, made by Artube. So great race, but in the lead, it's Carlos Parejo, it's Raus and Lag, it's Eduardo, it's Nordsjøt's, it's Ramon, it's Miguel Cruz, it's Jesus Parejo. So all of them doing everything they can to come up here. Denise doing a great race today from Team Russia. Artube also, Ilaire Rouge winning the point for Russia in the match race against Carlos Parejo. So great names we have in there. Rounding the gate mark for the last time of tonight, going upwind. This is leg number 3, the second last leg of tonight. A lot of penalties to Russia in that mark rounding, either for hitting the mark or getting a penalty by Team Spain. So 6 Spanish players in the lead. It's quite yellow up here. Then we have Ilaire trying to see if he can find some spot, find some room to come up to the leading pack, but it looks hard to see here. Yisu going to do a downwind attack, and there a penalty to Ilaire Rouge. The Spanish players, they know how this game works. And here, this is just one small example we saw there. We saw a downwind attack. We saw Yisu changing his direction of his boat, going straight downwind to Ilaire, just to penalize him and slow him down. So, mark rounding for the last time, top mark rounding, and it looks like Team Yellow, Team Spain, is coming first up here. Great performance by them. It's Carlos Parejo. We're going to see him 2 times. We're going both to see him in the semifinals this Sunday in the eSailing Nations Cup, and then we're going to see him at the World Championship Grand Final. Yes, you heard right. That's going to be Friday the 5th of November. Nordsjøt's, so a huge gap for top 4, and then we have Miguel Cruz coming in, Jesus Parejo, Ramon Parejo, and then Denise coming in. Penalty friendly fire to Artube, hitting Ilaire. Ilaire has been doing a lot of friendly fire tonight. Another penalty to Zoom, penalty to Ilaire, the other Ilaire, and Kusen with a penalty hidden by NF Sailor. The Russians are sailing for honor. They are finishing this race. They are here to end up, and I'm amazed. No disconnection. No people just a disconnection because they don't want to finish. And while saying this, we are watching Carlos Pereiro from Spain crossing the finish line, sealing the victory for Team Spain. Eldorado with him, Rouse and Lark with him, Norshits with him. And then we have a huge gap for the next ones. There we have a small battle between Miguel Cruz and Ramon Pereiro. Ramon going on the inside, going downwind. But it looks like, no, yeah, Miguel takes it, Ramon, and then Jesús Pereiro, Denise coming in, Lea Rouge coming in next position, Augustine, Artube 11, Alexei, Ilya Volunov, Holub, NF Sailor, and Zoom. And then the last players crossing in, Yaviho in 19, and then Kita MSK coming in last. So, just without doing the mathematics, I'm pretty sure Spain won the last race because first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh was Spanish players. Carlos Eldorado, Rouse and Lark, Norshits, Miguel, Ramon, Jesús Pereiro in the first 7 position. Then we have Denise, Ilya Rouge in 8 and 9, Augustine in 10, Artube in 11, Alexei Voloshenko in 12, Ilya Vilunov in 13, Zoom in 14, Holub in 15, NF Sailor, the female eSailer from Russia in 16, Marina in 17, Kusen in 18, Yaviho in 19, and Kita in position 20. Giving last points for Team Spain. So Spain winning this last race and the regatta overall 8-1, and the overall score in the last race was 74 to 136. So huge congratulations to Spain winning this eSailing Nations Cup over Team Russia. And I have to say, a dominating performance by them tonight, but also unlucky Russia. They did everything they could, but some friendly fires, some small penalties towards themselves was making them losing the race and the overall regatta. 8-1 for Spain. They're going into the semi-finals against France this Sunday. It's going to be 9 in the evening, Central European time. So that's how it's going to be. Next semi-final is going to be on Friday in 2 days. And that's a semi-final between Italy and Great Britain. So 2 top games coming up, and they're fighting for going into the grand final the 6th of November. Yes, you heard right, semi-finals, finals within the next 2 weeks. This was Thomas Bjørn Luthi guiding you through today's quarterfinal in eSailing Nations Cup. And we will see you again this Friday.
My name is Trudy Armbranker, and I am the Master Blender for Montgay Rum. Montgay is unique because of where we are. We have been producing here on the same location for over 300 years. Montgay is unique because Barbados is the birthplace of rum. Montgay and rum is part of Barbadian culture. You're passionate about it from the start.